Welcome to Open Line. I'm Starlene Stringer. The Super Bowl is coming up on February 6th, and Irving is proud to be among the host cities. Now, we're going to get a preview of the big game and the impact it will have in our area. Now, some of you have sent in questions via email, Facebook, and Twitter, and we'll get those answered throughout the show. Our guests are Irving Mayor Pro Tem Rose Canaday, Convention and Visitors Bureau Communications Director Diana Pfaff, and Vice President and Chief Operating Officer of the Super Bowl 45 Host Committee, Tara Green. Thank you all so much for being here with us. Now, of course, there are a lot of questions that people have. They're so excited here in North Texas to have the Super Bowl headed our way. And so I'm going to start with a question for you first. And Councilwoman Candidate, people may be thinking that with Texas Stadium gone, Irving can't be a host Super Bowl city, but Irving is. So how did that come about?
Well, actually, people forget, I find all the time that they forget that Las Colinas and Valley Ranch are suburbs of the city of Irving, and the Cowboys still have their offices in Valley Ranch as well as their practice field, so they're still a very big part of our city, and Diana may want to elaborate a little bit more on this question. Sure. Because our Irving Convention and Visitors Bureau, once we knew this was happening, they went into high gear to compete for getting a team here. And Diane may be better to tell you about a lot of the things they did in getting themselves in position.
Wonderful. I'd love for you to answer that question, but first, for those watching going, well, what is a host city? Explain what that is first.
Host city is where the Super Bowl is held, and we are one host city. There's 12 cities that combine one host city. Okay. So we're considered one, North Texas. We're Wonderful. Not Irving, we're not Dallas, we're not Fort Worth. We are North Texas.
Love it.
And when visitors come in, they don't see city lines, they don't see county lines, they see one area. And so that's what a host city is. We are North Texas. And Irving was fortunate enough to be able to secure the NFC team. Their headquarters will be in Irving at the Omni Mandalay Hotel, with overflow at the Marriott Las Colinas.
Very nice. So a lot of people are going to be excited about that. And you wanted to add to that?
Yeah, I was going to say we were very lucky in them selecting the Omni here. It sits right on Lake Carolyn, and it puts them in the heart of a lot of activities where we have growth going on in our restaurants and areas. So we're excited. It's going to showcase our city, even though the whole North Texas region is working as one, because we had, I believe, 55 mayors come out for the opening of Super Bowl, and we're excited, and I don't think they've ever seen in the country as much cohesive working together in a region as they are seeing here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
I love it. And Diana, what kind of economic impact is this going to have? What does it mean for the city economically?
And I'm going to defer to Tara on this.
I like it when they pass it on. That's good.
That's the reason you host a Super Bowl. You do it for two reasons: economic impact and media exposure. And the state of Texas has estimated that this Super Bowl is going to generate about $600 million in economic impact across North Texas.
Wow.
And that will be felt in Irving and Dallas and Arlington and Plano and Addison and Richardson and all of our community, because we're expecting about 150,000 fans coming to our area really for 4 days. And of those 150,000 fans, about 90,000 are actually going to get to go to the game. The rest are here for parties and entertainment and just to be part of the spectacle. Last year in South Florida, their host committee estimated the media value of the event at $40 million. That's marketing exposure that our convention and visitors bureaus don't have to spend to promote our area. So it's really a marketing tool. We can showcase our destination to leisure travelers, business travelers, corporate decision makers, and entice them to come back to North Texas beyond the Super Bowl.
Wonderful.
I was going to add with what Tara just said that the Four Seasons Hotel here in Irving is going to be the main headquarters for all of the owners of the NFL teams and the AFC teams, and there's a large media contingency that's staying there.
Very nice.
So we're getting an added plus, and a lot of VIPs also.
Wonderful. And Tara, I want you to go back and talk a little bit about the regional approach, because these ladies have already kind of explained that this is not just an Irving thing or just a Dallas thing or whatever city. It's a regional approach that's being taken. How did that come about?
That was one of the fundamental selling points in our bid when we went to put the bid in for Super Bowl 45, and that was submitted in April of 2007. So we've been working on this event for quite some time. We recognized it was not one city. The stadium was in Arlington, the hotels were in Irving and Dallas and Fort Worth, and the special event venues and the practice facilities, they encompassed all of North Texas. So we didn't want a logo that just limited our destination to one city name. Dallas, Fort Worth, Arlington, Irving became cumbersome. That was too hard to explain. So the generic term became North Texas, and we emulated what South Florida had done. Last year, they were the South Florida Host Committee. 3 years ago, it was the Arizona Host Committee. So the Super Bowl is larger than one city or one county now. It has grown to such a large-scale event. It takes a region to put it on.
Wonderful. And so how's it going so far working with all the different cities? Is everybody really working together to make it successful?
They really are. That is the thing we are most proud of as a host committee, and that is the legacy of this event having been here. We have not cooperated in a region like this since we built our airport almost 35 years ago. So the long-term effect of this is that we now have personal relationships with one another. Our public safety officials are now not just a name and a badge. They know one another. They're working together. We're crossing community lines, county lines in many cases, and that will have a long-term lasting impact on the event. The technology that we've created as a region, the leave behinds in terms of even the Aviation Action Team has created a new system so all of the airports can talk to one another and blog and know who's doing what when, and that will help serve an event of this size.
And I'm hearing about all kinds of airports I never even heard about before. They're mentioning, and there's this one in this city and this one in that city, which is just wonderful to hear, of course. But it's great to see. I can imagine that y'all are very busy, all three of you. We'll start with you, Tara. What kind of preparations are underway right now for the Super Bowl? I know it's keeping you busy. Less than 30 days. She's like, busy's not the word.
26 days away. I remember when I started this job, I got a little countdown clock from Plains Capital Bank, one of our sponsors, and it had over 900 days to go till Super Bowl.
Right.
And now we're 26 days out. The planning right now is problem solving. It's connecting the dots. That's the role of the host committee. We are not here to produce the NFL Super Bowl. We are here to facilitate them doing their work. What we're so fortunate is to have professionals in the region who are doing what they are trained to do, but doing it on behalf of this mega event that's coming to our area.
I can imagine a lot of people are really, really, really busy. So you're keeping busy every day. You got the countdown clock on your desk keeping you busy. And Diana, what kind of things are you having to do day in and day out to make sure that this is a huge success?
We are going to have a city spotlight in the press center in the Super Bowl media room for 2 hours the Friday before the Super Bowl. So I'm busy preparing that to be able to put Irving on its best foot in front of a worldwide audience.
Wonderful. And Rose, for you?
Well, as the city elected official, we really kind of get the benefit of all of this great staff members that we have out working hard, but the city has also put up directional signs to help people find their way around the city better. We are looking, I know that Tara just said the $600 million is a guesstimation, 12.9, I believe, or something is what they're guesstimating that will come to Irving. That'll be a big boost to our hotel restaurant industry. We're excited about that, and and our police will be doing all of the security escorting for the NFC team that's staying here. And I'd just like to say our police department is they're very well trained and they're used to dealing with large crowds because we had the stadium here for so many years.
Oh, makes sense.
And so they are going to be very busy, but they'll do an excellent job. So we're all ready to welcome people. This city will have our arms open, very gracious to the visitors that are here. And I was looking at those statistics also that it's like Tara said, 80% of the ticket holders are from out of state. And the media, I think there's about 4,600 media that's going to be here that are from out of state. 80% of those no, 90% of those are from out of state. And then there will be a lot of people that just come just to attend the parties or the activities.
There's lots
in
of
there.
them.
Yeah,
They're everywhere.
Yeah, and I was reading a thing that said that the people in this area might leave, or we wouldn't go out to eat, or we wouldn't go to the shows. And I thought, That's not true. We're such a huge region. Everybody will continue. If anything, we'll be having our own Super Bowl parties.
Exactly.
So,
and everybody will be blogging about it and putting it on Facebook and Twitter going, guess what celebrity I saw tonight at dinner? So they'll be excited about it, I'm sure.
That's the benefit of a regional approach. Yes. You can absorb an event of this size into a region and still have your day-to-day life.
That's
you
right.
can still go to the grocery store. You can still go to your church service on Super Bowl Sunday.
Exactly.
I wouldn't advise driving up and down I-30 on Super Bowl Sunday, but everything else you should be able to do, and you have the added benefit of being here to be part of the Super Bowl experience.
I love it. I love it. And you know, Rose was just telling us a little bit about what the Irving Police Department's doing to prepare for this, and that's a huge step, I'm sure. So Tara, can you elaborate a little more, just tell us about the security measures that are being put into place, because a lot of people are concerned about that. They want to make sure this is a safe event and it's safe having all these people around. So what's being done?
This will be the safest place to be in America on Super Bowl Sunday.
Wow.
The Super Bowl is a level 1 security event, which means we have the benefit of having the federal government involved, Homeland Security, the FBI. Chief Theremin Bowman, the Chief of Police in Arlington, is leading our public safety effort. There's a regional action team put together. All the chiefs of police and fire from our 4 major cities are involved. They're coordinating all efforts, supporting one another, resources being allocated across the board. Cities managing what goes on in their own community, but supporting what happens at the stadium on Super Bowl Sunday. And that is truly one of the long-term positive legacy efforts, is for these folks to be able to work together. And we want this Super Bowl to come back. We have officially declared our intent to bid on Super Bowl 50.
I love it.
So we'd like to bring it back in 2016, but we have to do this one well first. And public safety is first and foremost on our minds, as is transportation, and making sure people can get where they need to be and get there safely.
Wonderful. And speaking of places they need to be, we were talking about the impact this is going to have on hotels. So I was hoping, Diana, that you can tell us a little bit about what you've heard from people that own hotels or manage hotels and run them, what they're expecting as far as occupancy and how it's going to be handled.
They're expecting high occupancy. Yeah. We're very close to the stadium. All of our hotel properties are very close to the stadium. The ones on the southern side are completely full and have been for a while. The ones on the northern side are getting towards full occupancy, and once the 2 teams are announced, we'll probably be at 100% as well.
So if someone's looking for a hotel, they better reserve them right now.
Exactly. Yes, absolutely.
That's awesome. What have you heard as far as the events that are going to be here in Diana? Are there going to be different events around town? I'm sure there are.
Yeah, absolutely. There'll be different events around town.
Like what?
Several of them are private. I know the Four Seasons and the Omni are both preparing for family events for the owners and for the teams. They're doing a lot of build out in their hotels. The Four Seasons, for the first time in 3 years, is completely renovated and at 100%. So every room is renovated. They've been working a long time to get to this moment. To get to this moment.
Wow. Wow, so they've got all kinds of events planned, and some of them are private events, so they're prepared for that too. Yes. What about our neighboring cities? Have you heard anything about what's going to be happening there, maybe Tara?
Absolutely. In fact, I'd like to encourage everyone to check out our website, northtexassuperbowl.com. Okay. And there is a tab at the top for events, and you may download a calendar of events to let you know everything that's going on in the region that we can tell you about. As Diana mentioned, there's lots of private events, and those are the events that we'd all love to know about, to see the celebrities and the athletes, but we're not publicizing where those are. But the public events, and there are many, many of those all across North Texas. One of the largest one is NFL Experience. That's going to be in the Dallas Convention Center for 10 days. This is where our families can have their Super Bowl experience. For $25 for an adult and $20 for a child, you get an interactive football theme park. It's over 850,000 square feet of space. You have a 30,000 square foot pro shop to buy your Super Bowl merchandise in. You've got a Hall of Fame exhibit from Canton. And so those kind of events, as well as the sanctioned events and the independent events, are popping up all over the place. But the best place to find a listing is on our website.
Now, on that website, when we look at the listings, does it also include the prices? Because I know a lot of people now are going, am I going to be able to afford this?
Exactly. So, and that's one of the great myths about the Super Bowl, that everything is so expensive you can't afford to go to anything. Yes, the game tickets are very expensive, but a lot of the parties are not. And it's intentionally designed to be that way. There are many parties, though, that are charitable fundraisers. There's an event in Fort Worth on Saturday night before the game called Taste of the NFL. It's a charitable fundraising event to benefit hunger relief. There's a chef from every every NFL team and every NFL market there, paired with a Gallo wine and a celebrity from that team. Great event. It's an expensive ticket, but it's meant to be to generate income and funds to benefit hunger relief. There's a gospel celebration at Fair Park. There's an Athletes in Action Super Bowl breakfast with Campus Crusade for Christ at the Gaylord Texan on Saturday morning. Lots of different events, all different price points. So please check out that website. You'll find how to get tickets to all of those.
Wonderful. And like you said, that there's something for everyone. You mentioned a gospel event, something at the Gaylord going on, some of the other parties, the Taste of the NFL it's called. That sounds wonderful, and that's also benefiting a great organization. A lot of stuff going on. Diana, how important is it, the success of this, to the marketing opportunities for the city of Irving? I mean, as far as in the future getting people to go, wow, this is Irving.
This is huge. This is huge. This is the biggest event that we've ever the region has ever hosted, and it's extremely important that we do this very well because. Go ahead.
When you think about the viewing power of the Super Bowl, it's broadcast in over 200 countries in 34 different languages. It's seen by over 1 billion people. So for Diana to be able to showcase Irving to the world and to lure those people to come back, the NFL estimates that 65% of everyone coming in for the event is a corporate decision maker. You have amazing corporations based here in Irving already. Why not attract some more and use the Super Bowl as your leverage to do that?
Especially when you have all these great attractions here in Irving, including the convention center, right, Rose?
Well, we do, and we're so excited about the convention center. We're getting ready to have our first event there this month. That'll be the State of the City, and it's booking well with all kinds of events. But I'm just sorry that we don't have our entertainment venue finished and and the Water Street. So maybe by the time in 2016 we'll have all the rest of this. Exactly. Of course, I know our Orange Line will be completed to DFW, and that will be even better for people coming to the region.
Exactly, and I hope that's the case as well. I'm sure it will be. A lot of people are excited about it. I want to talk about something else a little bit, switching gears here, Tara, because there's already been a lot of events leading up to the game, and many of them are designed to have a really big impact in the community, and one is called Slant 45. Now, I've heard about this, and being in the media, I've learned so much about it, and I love it, but for those who are not familiar with Slant 45, tell us all about it.
Absolutely. This is one of those things that's not in the bid, but we felt it was the right thing to do in North Texas. And Slant 45 stands for Service Learning Adventures in North Texas. It's a way to get the children involved. We have challenged 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade kids across North Texas to make North Texas better because the Super Bowl is coming. We had hoped to get 20,000 children to do 45,000 hours of community service to prepare our region to host this game. In reality, we had over 40,000 children doing 400,000 hours of community service. Wow. It far surpassed anything we ever imagined. And it's the largest service learning project done by children in this country's history. We're very, very proud of it. In fact, tomorrow night, we're going to be celebrating what those children have done. And it's been everything from anti-graffiti campaigns to collecting goods to send to the troops. My son even did a project with Special Olympics. They taught Special Olympians how to play flag football.
Oh, I love
and
it.
The children came up with their own activities, and the children implemented their own ideas, and that's what makes it so special.
It does make it really special. And not just talking about the children with Slant 45, but then I know also that you guys have all kinds of volunteer opportunities that people have been helping out in many different ways. Can you tell us about that, how volunteers are making a difference?
Absolutely, and that's one of the things Rose mentioned earlier. We have hospitable people. That's what we're known for here is our hospitality. We don't have the beach. We don't have the mountains. We have amazing people. We have over 10,000 volunteers who are helping produce Super Bowl 45 and helping welcome the world to North Texas. They will be in our hotels greeting guests. They will be at our airports, the rental car centers. They will be working at NFL Experience and helping with transportation. They're also planting trees. They're rebuilding homes. They're doing community outreach events. They're welcoming the troops back at DFW Airport. The entire month of December, we had folks from Allstate out there helping. So our volunteer effort is a long-term benefit of this game. We hope to keep those folks in place, and we want to bring them back and keep them engaged in working with sports events here.
I love it. And you know, another initiative made an environmental difference. Let's take a look at the Super Grow.
What's up? What's up? At a Super Bowl event, you would expect a lot of enthusiasm about football.
I play running back and receiver.
But here, most people are focused on something not found on any football field: trees.
Our goal today is to plant 100 trees in the park.
This is the NFL Super Grow 45.
A wonderful, wonderful event.
Volunteers divided into teams and spread out across Birds Fork Trail Park. Just past the 20-yard line, we encounter a team overcoming their first challenge, just getting the tree out of the pot. Then it's time to loosen the roots.
You do get your nails.
Oh yeah, you're definitely going to get dirty.
You kind of got dirty.
We're just untangling the roots so they don't grow in a circle.
They're going in a big circle.
Before they started planting, the volunteers learned the strategy, how to grow successful trees.
Literally choke the life and vigor and longevity out of that tree.
So now that these teams have a game plan,
No, wait, we have to come with our in first.
they face a problem if they make a mistake because someone is watching.
I'm not going to throw my penalty flag yet.
So you're kind of like the referee on all this? Huh?
Yes, trying to help people learn how to plant trees properly. It's a fun time.
The ref is only one reminder that this is about football. When the Super Bowl comes to North Texas in February, the NFL knows there will be an environmental impact, with fans consuming products and doing a lot of traveling.
Years ago, we started a project, just a little project to see if incorporating environmental principles into the management of our events was a smart decision. And of course, it's been 17 years, and we think it's been a very smart decision.
This is one of several tree planting events scheduled throughout the region in advance of the big game.
We don't want anybody to feel bad, but this is the best, all right? This is the best. All right.
The tree projects specifically leave a permanent legacy behind of Super Bowl. Many years after Super Bowl has left the area, left North Texas, there'll be all these trees planted throughout the area.
It's totally worth it. Like sometimes I come run at this park and it's just to see this, next semester even, and even after I graduate.
Knowing the trees will be here for generations to come, these teams are willing to do whatever it takes, from stomping.
We're stomping down the dirt because if we don't, then the tree will sink.
To breaking up dirt.
It's pretty tough. It's hard to break up that with the shovels.
And sometimes they don't get it right the first time. This hole is too deep.
I was going to give you a big penalty.
So they huddle up back in the dirt.
The most common problem when people plant trees is they plant them too deep. Still a little bit low.
I thought that planting a tree was taking it out of a bucket and putting it in a hole. And evidently that's not the case.
Yeah, I would have never known this kind of stuff. Like, I would have planted all these trees wrong if this was all up to me.
They have to move quickly because each team has 10 trees to plant.
We're good? We're good.
Not just numbers, but getting them planted properly so that they grow without any future problems.
Yeah, that's awesome.
The Texas Trees Foundation says this project is only the beginning.
This will kick off a regional program that we're going to unveil in the spring to plant 2 to 3 million trees in north central Texas with communities and citizens to actually look at the air quality, water quality, and energy issues that we have and how trees can help mitigate some of those problems.
The more trees we plant, the more oxygen we're going to have, the more carbon dioxide they'll pull out of the air. Helps in erosion control, as well as even the watershed management.
Multiple benefits, not just environmental, but aesthetic benefits and community benefits. So it's a nice reminder that Super Bowl was here, and maybe a reminder that Super Bowl may be coming back, which we all hope.
And when fans return for that next Super Bowl, they will notice new trees in Irving, a legacy of fans that turned their enthusiasm for Super Bowl 45 into a project that will only grow.
We're helping save the environment, and that's really important nowadays.
Very exciting package for sure. And something else that's exciting, Tara, is the fact that some former Dallas Cowboys are on the host committee. What are they doing to help out?
That's our Legends Action Team, chaired by our Vice Chairman, Troy Aikman. And we recognize that one of the greatest assets of this region are our Dallas Cowboys. And we wanted to integrate them into the planning from the very beginning, not to take advantage of their celebrity, but to incorporate them and engage them in careful planning and promotion of this event. So Tony Dorsett, for example, is chairing our volunteer action team. Emmett Smith is co-chairing our emerging business effort. Drew Pearson is chairing our community outreach. Daryl Johnston chaired Slant 45.
Wow.
They are leading in meaningful ways, and they are giving back to the Super Bowl and to the NFL for all that the NFL has done for them in their careers. And so we're so thrilled that they're involved. But it's more than just those chairmen. It's Russell Maryland and Charlie Waters and Cliff Harris, and the list goes on and on and on of former players who want to be involved and engaged and will do just about anything we ask them to do to help promote the event and North Texas. They're proud of their home.
Very nice. And all the people that you've just mentioned have huge legacies. So I'm curious to know, Rose, what do you hope the legacy will be after Super Bowl 45 has left North Texas? It's over.
I think that Tara addressed part of that a few minutes ago when we talked about a legacy left behind of this region working together and having worked in so many areas from public safety to the host committee to the all the volunteerism and everything. I would think that would linger afterwards and be a great benefit to us in the future. And so I'm really excited about that. And also I would like all of the people, the visitors that come, I think that they will leave here with having had a great time, and I think that they will say about the people how gracious and kind and generous they were as they move around through our communities.
That Texas hospitality.
Texas hospitality.
I love it. And Diana, I know Texas Stadium's gone. We all know that. But I want to know, as far as sports, is sports still a big draw here in Irving?
Absolutely, it's a big draw. In 2000, we hosted the first Olympic trials triathlon. So that put us on the map as being a triathlon destination. And since then, we host several per year, several triathlons, large-scale triathlons each year in the Urban Center. We have the Las Colinas Polo Club, the Las Colinas Equestrian Center, both world-class. We have first-rate Parks and Rec facilities, we have North Lake Natatorium. So for amateur events, absolutely. And then for larger events, such as the Super Bowl, such as a potential World Cup if it came back, Irving will always be part of that because of our large hotel contingent.
Wonderful. And something else Irving will always be part of, it looks like, Rose, is the Dallas Cowboys, because Mayor Gears always points out that Valley Ranch is still a place where the Cowboys keep their headquarters and their home base is right here. So a lot of people are like, okay, the Cowboy Stadium's no longer in the city of Irving, but Irving's still very much a big part of the Dallas Cowboys, right?
We are, and the love for the Cowboys is still here, even though they're gone, and we were really sorry to see them leave, but we're happy to have that, their offices and the workout facility, and we have a lot of the Cowboys that live here in Irving, because they're kind of equidistant between the working out headquarters and getting over to Arlington. So we're still very much in the movement with the Cowboys and their history that they have with us. And then also, when we're mentioning, we can't forget Roger Staubach. He does business in our city with leasing, with his leasing company and things, but I was really surprised when they got him to say yes to head up the Super Bowl effort, because I know he's turned down running for governor, he's turned down running for senator and everything, and
not the Super Bowl, though.
But not the Super Bowl. So that was quite a coup.
And he was involved in our bid effort, and he made an impassioned plea. He was the only speaker that we had to present North Texas to the owners when they made their vote in May of 2007.
Well, it paid off, definitely,
it did.
right?
It was his personal...
Who can say no to Roger Staubach?
He is still our quarterback.
Love it. Well, thank you, ladies. Speaking of speakers, it's been great to have all of you here with us to talk about everything that's going on in North Texas leading up to the Super Bowl and the impact it's going to have after it's gone. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching. I'm Starlene Stringer. Please be sure to join us live on Wednesday, February 12th at 7 p.m. for our next edition of Open Line. Our topic will be code enforcement. If you have questions, email them to ictn@cityofirving.org or connect with us on Facebook and Twitter, and we'll get answers for you on our next edition of Open Line. See you then.